the game of Earth. You probably wouldn't want humans to know the truth at the beginning because you'd need them to focus on survival, because that's the point of the game, to move from survival to truth. So you'd need to design some sort of ego mechanism, which would dominate the first phase of human experience, which is everything below 200 here. And the mechanisms of fear, pride, anger, and all of these would keep them alive long enough to advance technologically, which would in turn leave them to not have to worry about surviving anymore. Well, then what happens? Well, at that point, there'd probably be some players that realize how this game works and use these mechanisms to dominate other humans and keep them in this cycle. Because if the majority of humans stay in these levels, they're easily controllable, and then you can just have the players that dominate the game. But ironically, with the advancement of technology to the point where all humans can talk to each other, this is actually the downfall of the few that are trying to keep humans in lower levels. Now, why is this? It's because when humans all have access to truth through the connection of what we call the Ethernet, this tool allows them to understand the principles of how the game actually works, and they figure out they're being duped. Oh, and also throughout the game, there are those that realize the truth beforehand and don't get tricked throughout the entire time. It's just a majority that does. And then what happens is that there are players that spiritually awaken. What does that even mean? Well, it means to me they wake up to the reality that everything is what some people call spirit. It's been given many names. Source, God, Elohim, Yahweh, consciousness. Basically, they come to the realization that everything is part of one whole that is non-dual. And with this awakening, depending on the level of unity that they realize, that determines which part of the spectrum they reach. Another way to say it is that there's only one player truly playing the game. So as some players paradoxically realize this, they realize they want to help the rest from being tricked by the few. But when the players that reach these levels try to help the players that are stuck in lower levels, they actually get mocked a lot of the times. They get ridiculed. Because it's like Plato's cave, people that are down in these levels just see the shadows of reality and their materialism, and they want to hold on to it because that's all they really know. But eventually, through the help of these players, and the universe itself guiding them through the game, they have a blueprint within them, and they realize, I no longer want to be tricked.